Hello, welcome to Virtual Guitar Lessons. In this lesson we'll be discussing two-octave major scales. Major scales we've covered before. This two-octave one will be one that will be required on the final exam. The concept is still the same in terms of major scales, and I highly recommend taking the diagram that was supplied at the beginning of the video, pausing it and writing it into your notes. Will be crucial for you to practice and memorize the finger pattern. So the pattern, as it is listed in the notes or in the diagram, starts on the 2nd fret. So all scales that we'll be covering from now until the final exam will be starting on the 6th string. So in this case, if we start on the 2nd fret, the note would be what? Well, if it's on the E string, E's open, F is on the 1st fret, F sharp is on the 2nd. So we'll be starting with an F sharp major scale, 2 octaves, and the fingering goes like this: 2, 4, next string 1, 2, 4, next string 1, 3, 4, next string 1, 3, 4, next string 2, 4, next string 1, and 2. So one more time, and I'll be doing it 2 notes per scale step, which are 8th notes. 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 2, 4, 1, and 2. Backwards. 2, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 1, 4, 3, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, and 2. Now in the right hand, these can be done with any fingers you'd like. If you're using a pick, that's completely fine. Ideally, it would be best to do fixed position. Thumb on the 6th, 5th, 4th, and then when you get to the 3rd string, I finger, 2nd string, middle finger, and the 1st string, your A finger or ring finger. Now, keeping in mind that the premise for major scales is still the same as what we've done in the past. Here's a C major, which is a natural major scale. We have half steps between scale steps 3 and 4, and 7 and 8. All others are whole steps. So remember, with this 2-octave major scale, the pattern is movable. So if we started on F sharp, if I wanted to do, say, A, I would do it on starting on the E string, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp. A would be on the 5th fret. So one little, not really tricky thing about this scale, but this scale starts on the 2nd finger, and this will be the only scale that will start not on the 1st finger, if that makes sense. So just remember that the 2-octave major scale starts on the 2nd finger, and A major would be up on the 5th fret. A sharp or B flat would be on the 6th, B would be on the 7th, C would be on the 8th, and so on. So a C major scale would look like this, keeping the same fingering. And so on. So there's 2-octave major scales, and I will put up the diagram one more time, so make sure you pause it and write it down in your notes, because this will be covered on the final exam. Enjoy!